Good evening, my dear viewer. Today we are going to make a continuation of our drawing, one bedroom house in AutoCAD, and today we are going to draw the front elevation of this project you are seeing. We are making a continuation. So I'll show you step by step, best practice, how to come up with the front elevation the way you are looking at it here. Yeah, so now I'm going to start by using a construction line to show the boundaries of the elevation. So when I pick construction line like this, and I type V, because I want a vertical construction line, then I press enter. Then I can pick this. This is the end of the wall. This is also the end of the wall. Next, I can also show the window, the midpoint of this window. I can also show the midpoint of this door, the midpoint of this window, the midpoint of this window. Then I need to show the midpoint of this door and then this door. So I can right click first so that I put a line here and then here. So that when I'm making the midpoint, it will be easy. I put a line here and here. So I'll also make the midpoint there. I can type XL, L, enter. So I can make a midpoint here. Right click XL, V, enter. So I make a midpoint there. So I'm going to, this one is showing what? The position of the openings at midpoint, and then the external of the walls. Now I can also show this, and I can also show this line here. So I can still pick construction line, vertical, enter. I show this point, and then I show this point. I think the major point that I wanted to show are now finished. So I can right click and enter. Now I want to draw a construction line to show the what? The ground level here. So I can pick a construction line, and I pick this ground level here, connect here. So that is my ground level for the elevation. So when we see this, we can offset these two. Let me measure this distance first. 75, we can even make it 100, no problem. So we can offset this to 100, offset, enter. Let's use 75. Like in the previous drawing, the offset this is 75. And we measure this distance here. We measure this distance from here to here is 200. Then we offset this line. So enter. We type the offset distance 200, enter. We offset to 200. So we have to determine the what? The rain beam level. The rain beam level is the window 8 opening or door 8 opening. So we can also pick construction line. This time we are going to make it horizontal. We type H, we press enter. Then we put it, or we can even offset this at 2100. So we can type O, enter, and we offset this line here, from here up to here, 2100. So 2100, enter. We pick this. This is exactly what we want, the ring beam level. So the ring beam itself is 200 millimeter. So we can still offset 200 millimeter. Type O, enter. 200, enter. We offset. This is now the ring beam level. So we can also pick the feasible level. We can measure this. from here up to here. It is 2,980. 2,980. So we can offset that from this to 2,980, that is traceable level. So we can select offset 2,980 and we pick from here up to here. This is traceable level. So the traceable itself, we can make it to be 230. So we can now offset 230 downward. Offset and 230 and offset 230. Something is not correct. Let me first select and delete. I type O, enter 230. And this is now correct. But we are drawing on a wrong layers. The layers of text is good to draw on the correct layers. So I can select the layers. Let me see the layers of this line here for external here. There is TB. We select this and see here the layer is TB. So we can select layer TB. TB is this, is the one that we are going to use. So how do we convert this line all to layer of TB? So you select it all like this. Select it all. Then you select the layer TB. TB is here. So now it is white in color. This is the right layer to use for external layout. So now the next is to get now get this distance here. We measure this distance here to here. It is 600 millimeter. So we can offset this line to 600 millimeter. This line also is 600 millimeter. So we can select offset. You type O, enter, then we type 600, enter. We can offset this to. Let me first escape. I'm pressing escape button. O, enter. 600, enter. Let me just pick it from here. This offset is here. I select offset. Then I type the offset distance. Okay. And I can now offset. It's correct now. Offset is correct now. So offset 600, 600. Now I can decide to trim all this now. I trim all this. So I pick trim. I right click. I select this. I select this. I right click. Then I trim all this line. I trim also all this line. So I also need to trim this. I also trim this. Then I also trim all of this. I can select and delete all this. Okay. There's something I think I've misfired. I can undo. Undo. I wanted to frame the down one. Okay. Let's select trim. Right click. Select this. Select this, right click, and trim this. Trim this, right click. Select trim again. Okay. And I right click. Right way. Then I trim this. Then I trim this. Yeah, still this is it's okay. This is okay. Yes. So this is so far good. This is so far good. We can also get this line. Get the construction line. We get this. Then we also get a construction line. Get this. So now the next thing is to trim the upper point. So I can pick this now. This window, I select it, I copy. After copying, and I bring it here. You see this window is here, it's supposed to be here. Then we have another window here. We follow it from here. This is the middle point of it. Then we come and fix it one. Yeah. So that is how we can fix window in the positions. So we pick the door now. We pick this door. I'm not going to change the color, but I've shown you the procedure of changing the color. So you copy from the midpoint here so that you can fix it also in the midpoint. So this is, you see this line here is the line for the door. So you can come and fix it here. You see, it's looking good. So I'll finish with that door. Then I pick now this door for the toilet and the bathroom. I select, I pick from midpoint so that I come and fix in the position. So when you look from down here, this is the midpoint for this and the midpoint for this. So I fold it up here, then I fix here, then I also fix here. So I'll finish putting all my windows in positions. I'll finish putting all my windows in position. So these lines, they are not necessary now. So I can select them all. It was only guiding me for drawing the window and putting window in the right position. So I delete. I think, let me undo. The outline should remain. So I select this. The outline should remain. I select only this middle one. This outline should remain. So select all these except the outline. So I select all this line now, they are not necessary. Yes. So with the outline, I still need it. I can bring it here, connect here. I select this, pick with grip. Then I come and bring it here. So this one I can trim now. I can trim this line. I can select line, trim, I right click, then I trim this, I trim this, I also trim this, I also trim this. You see, my elevation is coming up now. So I right click, I enter. So these I can pick this outline here, from here, with the construction line here. I offset it by 500, no 600, 600, enter. I offset it by 600, then this one I automatically delete. It's not necessary. So I can now trim this. Select trim. No, undo. Undo, undo. So this time I still need to trim this. Right, repeat trim. select this line, select this line, I select this line, then I right click, trim this, I trim this, I trim this. This one here, I enter, I have to trim this. So I select trim, I pick this as a trim line, I right click, I trim this, I trim this. So this one we need also to trim. So I pick trim, right click, select the trim line, right click and trim. So this is how our elevation look like. This is how our elevation looks like. So we have this vent. I'm not going to show how to draw it. You can discover it. It's not difficult. So this is how we can draw the elevation. We should have fixed all the what. This line is not necessary. So we can delete, select and delete. So the next thing is to fix this what? These vents here. This vent I'm not going to draw, but I'm only going to just take them and fix that vertical enter. So we're going this line I'm putting here again to help us fix the vents. At the midpoint, we are putting at the midpoint again in order to help us fix these vents here. So we can even draw it. It's not difficult to draw. Some of you may think it is very difficult, so we can first measure this distance here from here to here. So we can make it 200 millimeter. Yes, so we pick polyline. Then we know it is 1200. Enter. 200. Enter. 1200. Enter. And you type C. Enter. So we have closed it up. So now what we do is to offset 25. Offset 25. Offset 25. Enter. So that is 25 millimeter. So it depends on the pattern of when you want to put here. This person has just put the old drawing we have just put the what? The straight line. But you can take another, you can ask it with another pattern that you feel to represent your ventilators. So you can pick ash. Then you select what you think can represent it well. Maybe I select this. It is too dense, so I can pick it there, then I double click. We first undo. I can even decide to use this to represent my pen or this, comb. So we can double click to select and change the scale. Maybe we change the scale to 200 and we see. Yeah, it's looking good now. So this one can represent my pen very well. Only that the color green, I don't like it. So I've added it, but it was too dense. So I double click in order to change the denseness. It was too dense, so I can change the color. It not to be green. Possibly I can change it to red or any color that I feel it can represent. Maybe this color will represent my van. So I'm changing it not exactly like the old one, but I want something that can represent the what? The van well. So do you pick now? Select from the midpoint, then you fix. I'll pick from a wrong point. It should be from the downer part. So I can pick, select, copy, then I pick from downer part. The other time I was picking from up, but this time I'm picking from down so that it is easy to what? To put it in position. So I can put it here, I can put it here, I can put it here, I can put it here. This looks slightly different. This didn't have van in this position, so I can select and delete it. There was no van here. So when we looked, we can even now, I'm not going to draw this window. I can pick this window from here. I copy, then I pick and come and fix in the position. This position is, I do this position is around somewhere here, but let me first undo. I put a guiding line here to help me. Because if the line is not there, it's difficult. So I can put a construction line here. To help me with what? With that window. So I can select, copy, I click, and I bring, I'm not drawing it to save time. I fix it there. So I'm not put in the right position. I can still move it. So it's like this. Good. So far, it is now good. So what next? I can select this and delete all these lines that are not necessary. You see now, my drawing is more or less the same now, except it is the colors only which is varying, but we are not so much minding of the color, but we want to produce the elevation. So now we're going to add this pattern now. How do we add it? So we select and see the pattern. The pattern is, the pattern name is steel, and the angle is 45. So it is this steel here, but the angle is what? 45, and the scale is 100. So we are going to select ash, go for steel, take this steel, it is this very one. Bring it there, it's dense, can enter. But now, in order to make it work, you double click. The angle is okay at 45, but the scale is not okay. So we can change the scale possibly to, let me say 200. 200. And enter. It's still dense. We change the scale up to 1000. And I think 1000 is fair, but it's still even different. So I can double click. I say 1200 enter. But the color is not this color, so we can change the color, select. Instead of making it green, we pick this color here, is the very one. Yeah. So this is how we can come up with our roof. The scale is not yet the right one. So in order to get the right scale, I can even match the property. I pick this property, match property, I select this. It has become dense. I don't know why it's behaving like that, but nevertheless, We can leave it at that. We can even change the scale here to 1,500. Yeah, this is now fair. This is fair now. So you can connect this line to bring it downward to show the difference, but this is not necessary. You can leave it like that. So this is how you can come up with the elevation. Yeah, thank you so much for following me. This line, it is stuck somewhere here. This line, it is stuck somewhere here. So this is basically how we can come up with the elevation.